Aloha, empowered entrepreneur. And today I want to talk about increasing buzz around your product or service. Increasing buzz around your product or service. This is something that definitely comes up in the course of marketing, right? So, how do we begin to get more and more people talking about our product or service, right? The overall theme there, right? Getting people to think of us, getting people to talk about us, that type of thing, which is very important for referrals and very important for marketing in general. So, one way is benefits based posts, which I'm sure you've heard of, right? We've talked about quite a bit of that on the various content that I put out. Here's one way that I like to do this, though. Hopefully, this gives you a different perspective on it, right? Right, they always say sell the benefits, not the features, right? Obviously, yada yada, of course, right? You want to you one way to do this though is to start by writing down all the features actually, right? And then what I like to do is take something about my product or service, take a feature, and then ask myself, so, right? Like, so, almost like, so what? Like, it's almost like who cares, right? And then turn that into some sort of benefit, um, and then basically it results in a benefits, right? So okay, let's see. Like I do astrology readings, right? So what's a feature of an astrology reading? A feature of an astrology reading might be your nodal path. It's a feature, it's just something I bring into the astrology reading. So so what? Well, because your nodal path is going to help you tap into your fulfillment. And you can actually keep asking. You could do like the 5 whys exercise with this. You can ask so a bunch of times. It's like, well, who cares? Like, so what? Well, because it helps you tap into fulfillment so you're not wasting your time. So you're not doing things that aren't fulfilling. So that you don't go down a path and then 10 years later turn around and go, "Oh my gosh, this isn't the way I was supposed to go." And now it's too late. Right? So like it's like, "Oh, okay, benefit." Right? Taps into fulfillment so that you're on the right path. And it's like and then the next step is after we get the benefit out of it, make it easier and tangible with a meaning. What's that mean? Right? So give a meaning to it. So, okay, we go over the nodal path, right? So that you're more fulfilled, which means you won't actually go down the wrong path, or at least you'll know if the path you're on is leading to fulfillment long term, right? It gives you fulfillment in the short term and it also is sustainable, right? Therefore, as a result of it, let's say it's a business path, it's like so that you build all this stuff out to get a business going so that you enjoy going, running your business every day. Because a day of living your purpose is not a single day of work, right? So it bringing that in. So it makes making money easier, right? For example, in this case, right? So make it easier and tangible in the meeting. So you can use the nodal path to tap into what business you should do to make actually making money and serving clients easier and easy to do, right? So that's the one way to do it. So here's so an example: get an astrology reading with the nodal path. Here's another answer to so you can get clients by going with the grain of the universe instead of against it, right? Which means you can get more clients easier and faster than ever before, right? So I could take it down the fulfillment route. Ultimately it's going to help them get more clients. How is it going to help them get more clients? Well, it's actually going to help them do something that's more fulfilling, and when they're doing something more fulfilling, they're more motivated, is going to come off in what they talk about. I love talking about the nodal path, especially, right? So you can hear the excitement in my voice just talking about the nodal path, right? So all these different things, right? So benefits based posts, a great way to get buzz going, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, this is the way that's going. Get an astrology reading with Tom because the way that he talks about the nodal path is actually geared toward making money in a business. What? Like, and tapping into fulfillment and making sure that you're not going to look 10 years down the line and turn back to the moment and be like, wait, I went down the wrong path, right? We're going to make sure that your trajectory is right. And the interesting thing is when you're on the right trajectory, all the things that need to happen along the way are easier and they help you get the results faster and more sustainable, right? So therefore we need to have a reading that covers the nodal path, right? So benefits based posts. Another way of getting buzz is you can host an event or like a launch party, a demonstration, something where they're getting to see or experience, talk to you, connect with the product or service, right? Maybe experience, like in my case, I could do micro astrology readings. I could look at their marketing. I could answer some of their business questions, and directly connect it into the prize method, right? So they could bring me their business problem and I can show them how the prize method can solve it. And we can go through those things, right? So, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get the book so I can read about how to actually, solve my business problems using the prize method, right? Or that type of thing, right? Because it's a framework that you can fit in for pretty much anything. Um, so pretty much anything business related, right? So that's another way of getting buzz. Another way is a referral program, affiliate program, incentive program, right? So obviously having other people to share their experience, to talk through that, and whatnot. And it can be for brand new stuff, right? Like you had how Apple created the buzz around the first iPhone, right? It was an iPod, a phone, and a oh my gosh, like it's escaping me now. An iPod, a phone, and a was it photos? There was a third thing that they put all together, and then demonstrating the simplicity and multi-touch, which didn't exist. So it's like it's bringing this wow factor out. And so I don't know that they used a referral program, affiliate program, or incentive program, but at least what it did was it got people talking about it by a demonstration. And so you can get other people talking about it. They did have their I think it might have been a stakeholder meeting or something like that. So investors, which effectively can serve as people that are then talking about that and creating that buzz for you. So another way of creating buzz is identifying influencers in your niche, partnering with them to showcase your products or services. Um, have a way that you go about this where you're not necessarily just giving the influencer everything for free. Um, because you want to incentivize the influencer to promote your stuff in a way that is going to convert as well. So I've seen, companies that will say, yeah, you can buy whatever you want from our store. You promote it, such and such. We'll give you a link. We'll give you a coupon code, whatever you want. And then after so many sales, we'll also then, in addition to giving you affiliate commission, we'll refund whatever it is that you paid for that particular product. Is one way of doing it. But identifying influencers and whatnot to begin to get your messaging out there can be very beneficial as well. Just check their branding, check their messaging, make sure that it aligns with yours, because I would rather find one that is much more in alignment with the brand. It's interesting here because I was watching. There's um, a cat on YouTube that somehow YouTube suggested me this cat, and um, I looked at it from a marketing perspective. I'm like, wow, this cat puts out more content, than so many people that I know, and even more than myself as I start ramping up YouTube videos and stuff like that. I'm like, this is fascinating. And then there's a culture around the people that watch that particular cat's videos. And so one of the sponsored promos that they did was of this cat dryer, and the cat had to be in the dryer like this thing for like an hour because the timer was on it. They fast forwarded the video, and the cat was not happy. And this is a normally very, very calm cat. And I'm like, the brand doesn't realize what they did, in my opinion. I think the dryer people don't realize that they actually just they got people to talk about, like I just did. There's this dryer, and it's like, there's no way we would buy this thing because you had to put a cat in there for an hour. And this cat, who's the most peaceful cat that we've ever seen, is not happy in it. Then any other cat's not going to be happy in it, right? So the company that did this promo reached out to these guys did a sponsored promo, but they weren't paying attention to the brand of the cat, right? The brand, not the cat's, not the cat, but they weren't paying attention to the audience and what that cat represented. They just looked at, hey, cat videos all the time, huge following, must really like this. Yeah, our cat, it's a cat product, but they didn't realize there's there's an aspect of the persona of the cat that got factored in to the actual audience that was watching, right? And so, this is something that's pretty important. So if you are going to go down an influencer route, sponsored post route, sponsored video route, shout out route, whatever the case may be, you want to make sure that there's alignment between your brand and theirs. Another way to get buzz going is allowing potential customers to perhaps try your product or service for free, giving them a demonstration. or what I call pivot in, which is you actually get more specific in a particular feature or service. So maybe it's one thing that your product or service does really really well that you then let them try, as opposed to letting them try the whole thing, right? So in any software, right, there's always usually something that they can test, and it's like, oh, if this works really really well, this is only one of the features, like, oh my gosh, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like I just want to buy it just for that, right? It's like that particular feature, and that type of thing. So you can definitely do letting them try out pieces of what's there, early adopter programs, and letting them know that in exchange for being an early adopter, maybe there's a discount in price or whatever, but you're going to find bugs and stuff, and just let us know what they are so we can fix them, that type of thing. And then really giving them the opportunity to then share their experience of using the particular product or service as well. Another way you can do this approach with creating buzz is running a contest or a giveaway that can generate excitement or interest in your product or service, especially if it's something that somebody would want to win, of course. Contests or giveaways also great, that can be used for building an email list, perhaps as well. So lots of great opportunities there. And then the last one I want to talk about is optimizing your website for conversions, right? So how do you generate buzz? Is you can also just make sure that as people come to your site, there's reasons for them to stick around, to opt in, to get on your email list, to be nurtured, and then reasons for them to share that excitement with others. So if you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, aloha, hui ho. I'll talk with you again soon. Take care.